Now it's a battle in mid. A couple of shots exchanged, at least with the pistols, and a fast play towards it. Garnett's up, draft dash, no one clear in the corner. And Cornwell immediately capitalizes, but he is taken out, and it's a bit strained, isn't it? This fight is taking place, just trying to duck and weave and dodge inside the smokes, but a spike is rotating pretty quickly.
And that's off the back of Cruz finding another important lurk. Remember how good this guy was in the opening match when he played on Haven. His Omen was finding all of these timings. And Cruz has just ushered the rest of his team in to get a plant down. They're still at a disadvantage here, but it's now winnable.
The smokes just come back online, so that's going to be covering up Heaven, and Cruz looks like he wants to try and take the fight to them. Still being watched for the angle though, and anyone can win it. Ends up being EG down to that 2v4. The players really do. Fox needs to watch this angle. A couple of taps, but eventually everybody cleaned up, and with the plant online, gives them that extra money that they can play with, and they're not messing around in the slightest. A lot of space being gained right now as they're trying to split up into A. Dash through, Sagana's cutting up a couple of the placements, stuns as well, landing, and the util at the back of the site, and well, EG just overwhelmed. Can't withstand that kind of pressure.
Ethan caught with utility in his hands there. Boostio trying to get the creep out.
This is a contact play as well. The paranoia clears that one corner, close for them, and Boostio covers again. From the one angle in a fight trying to be taken, Sushi Boys not coming out on top. This heavy investment from Talon. They've already lost that one player, Sushi Boys, early on, but see if they can make the most of it. Flash into the back, updraft play as well. Onto it, Boostio will fall.
And he had his lockdown available.
So 20 seconds left, this plan. Will it be going down without too many problems? There was an aftershock there, potentially a faster play. There was a flash up close once more. Now the Rolling Thunder rips through that connector, but Talon still coming up on top when it comes to these kills. Jorgmo does dodge that util for the moment, now walking his way forwards. There's a flash to try and accompany it, make sure that he can get into the front of this site, but he is left grasping, trying to spot where some of these players might be, and Talon are playing this particularly quite well now, just biding their time, weaving in and out, making sure that there's not an easy fight to take. Even a spam through the angle. Jorgmo far too low now on 7 health, and it looks like the call might be made to just try and save here. Time running out.
And in fact, got most of the kills over at C, despite using the Rolling Thunder
play as well. There was a flash and a paranoia, and you can see the fault line on top of it. All the usual utility being used just to try and push their way through, and I think that was, again, spam through the smoke, catching onto onto BCJ, I should say. Cruz the one claiming that kill. There was a lockdown. It's a fast approach. I mean, EG looking to try and retake this one very quickly. I believe there's a player detained there in the cubby, but we'll see what more they can really do. And Jitboys is covering the angle. A kill found, a nice double peek with the rest of them as the aftershock was pushing them out of position. But they still need to try and get this defuse going. A one-way smoke making things far too difficult for them though, and it sets up Talon again. And Josh, you know, very focused on set strategies, making sure that they have set plays as well to try and push them through and win them rounds. Sometimes, though, can take matters into their own hands with a couple of risks, but still a 4v4. Does claim them one rifle, though, on this flank, and we'll see what they can get done here, because Sushi Boys is going to have to be quite active holding down this flank. It's a flash to repeat. Boostio was ready for it.
Wow.
Dodged the flash. Really fast reactions on this one, and this could begin to get a bit more dangerous. Cruz TP's across. Never flashes through the box. It is dodged. Smokes are starting to fall now. BCJ swinging wide with the stinger. Bit of run and gun at play. And everyone falls, collapsing to the setup of EG. Guardian in the hands of Garnet, but down a swarm. Set util, a gap in the smoke. That is a bad smoke, and it's created an opening, but coverage was there again. Jitboys, the rookie, just trying to help them out. A bit of a, okay, silly play almost, just wading into the smoke, and still that gap just really not helping them out in the slightest. Ethan being able to take fight after fight from that one position. Still no one's cleared him out of it. He is low though, so Cruz returns to fire, but he is the sole player left alive now for Talon. And Jorgmo, good God, man. Boostio. Pressure's going to be on this guy now. You can see him being swarmed from every single avenue. And finally the util going to start triggering it. Jorgmo's going to be covering the one angle for him. See, the dash was activated, but spam straight down, and a lovely smoke to try and separate at least that he could play around. Still the players fall, and the spike will get planted for Talon now to play this post plant. Taking with the up, never really going to be too ideal, but there's a paranoia now. The Rolling Thunder actually off the back of that. Just a small piece of utility being used, and Jitboys, well, the flash is just immaculate. catching through, and it's up to BCJ. From the heaven position, does have the rifle, needs to take a good fight, but just mistimes it. And what a round by Talon, well, to push them all the way back. And Talon are now just taking space into the other connector, pushing all the way back into it, and they might have just overextended. Overcooking the play just ever so slightly because BCJ, he had the angle watched for. And you got to respect that counter lockdown that was in play, pushes them out of position. JitBoys has a lineup for it with the aftershock. Ogamo, not quite getting half, but it matters not. Watched for, and the defusal comes so far
early.
away. It's so far away, isn't it? A little bit
Incredibly
odd.
early.
Maybe anticipating that they might be trying to use the ults to try and retake with, but okay. EG, they do take good fights. Eventually, Ethan helping out, swinging through double doors, but it's not going to be any sort of suppress. And now you see the ults being used. That's the Rolling Thunder by JitBoys to push them away from that spike, but the defuse now coming through, up close and personal. It is so damn scrappy, and it is just being stuck. Nothing to stop it, no sort of spam.
Interesting set play ideas. That stun lands on so many people.
Yeah. Oh, they just want to fight it though, straight up. It's a scrap in A lobby. Swinging through into short. Let's see if the shots can be found. Eventually resetting the aim a little bit there, so going for that 2-for-2 play.
Big flank.
Big flank already occurring. Not wasting too much time. How is JitBoys getting away with that? Again and again, still in short. The wider swing still finding his mark. The player's weak enough for it. And just trying to contest through the smoke. It's an interesting buy. Be dropping him down quite low. Talon taking that re-swing. You can hear the footsteps. Fox does get the one right behind. That's good. The stun as well, just to try and at least help relieve that pressure that's coming out onto the site. But a pop flash play. Waiting their way through. Garnis as well, though. He can use the smokes. Bit of subterfuge of his own. Back and forth. But Talon again just coming out on. Well, fast play anyway. EG not messing around, are they? No command popped off. It's going to be that C-split working their way through. Lovely flash to push that angle off Garnets. It's alive for now, but eventually falls. There is going to be that trade, and right from the side. Just trying to get into A. And this is a dangerous task. Garnet just trying to hold down the one angle. Dodges his teammates' flash that does give them good information, but right as the dash was fading, he makes the most of it. Combo falling, but Jogamo not wasting any time, but spotted in the end.
Wow.
Just on that left-hand approach, taken out. Garnet's managed the updraft as well. Onto this sniper perch, and my God, rattling shot after shot.
Absolutely destructive round from Garnet.
BCJ does claim 2 though in the middle of all of this, so
he'd have to be on for the ace though, Bren.
Yeah, it would be a massive task ahead of him, and there's not much time to work with at all. Being surrounded now by the Talon players who are aware of his position.
Awesome. Didn't pay any attention to where Boostio would be. Garnet has immediately found a kill with the operator too. Just peeking.
I mean, there's just no slowing down, is there? Feels like round after round, and that was BCJ TPing into spawn. He's been dealt with. Shorty up close, has to reload that one. Garnet, he's breaking ankles out here, man, and he's found a kill anyway. What are we witnessing? It's a bit different though, so trying to take control subtly through A. That's a stun on a fault line though, re-clearance. There really just wasn't too much else off the back of that one, but still BCJ falling now.
But that's all the info. They know exactly where these players are. They've got to be garage and B.
Yeah, it's going to make it really, really difficult. In fact, all the space was taken up by Talon. They're holding this long angle. Jogamo, oh, he was watching it, the updraft play. Still the double face, the double swing. Util now being used forwards and needs to be a bit more behind this one, but Cruz just leaving it and just completely unaware that there could be another player. Why not? I suppose they would have been swinging with them in the first place, and again, Ethan just trying. And it does allow Talon to commit their entirety of their team essentially towards B. And this is just looking all over the place. Util being used one after the other. The Cruz again. It's on that high ground angle. It's all going to be down to Boostio. And they need a miracle right now. There's 55 seconds. A lot of time to play within this round, but it's going to be almost impossible to isolate just singular fights. The spike has been dropped into such an awkward position, and this wall so spammable. Boostio almost falling from that, down to 66 health. The reposition looks his way across, flash over the top, and he just can't quite catch the angle. Still has that dash. Nice seeing it enabled. A bit of a panic jump potentially. I don't think he intended to do that one. And while all this is happening, EG have managed to take a lot of control up towards A long. Is there anything to try and stop them in their tracks? A flash to push through the box. That actually is a team flash. I think Jimbo's trying to, again, relieve that pressure, but no one has cleared this corner. A smoke to try and cut up the side. Hom just trying to contact through. What a shot by Garnets.
He's back in!
And he's back in. He just wants to take the fight to them, disrespecting the lockdown.
He's everywhere!
He will be detained in the end. And locked down out of position, he is taken out. TP forwards. It is so scrappy. The 2v2, but now the defenders locked down. This is going to give them a lot of space to work with. Talon, they can take their time with this one. BCJ, this is such a risky play.
I thought he was going to ego it with his ult. He gets out just in time.
Backs away, but this post plant needs to be perfect, and he's just trying to get on the line. It's all down to Ethan. The stun, it rocks the line, a side angle, still half on the defuse, and tries to go for the wider swing, but it is to try and help out BCJ. They got to know that these players are here. The pop flash is just immaculate. 3 players fully blind, and of course BCJ there to capitalize. Big showcase of skills from him, claiming the 3rd kill and still weaving his way around that pillar, making sure he buys time for the rest of the squad to get. Is a little bit unusual for Split. Sometimes you need a bit more nuance in the play, but maybe not when Garnis is just leaping forwards in the bounds with a double satchel. Tries to reset his aim in time, but Busio will clean him up, so the trade is there. Ethan holding an anti-flash position, and well, what was he waiting for? There's the re-flash play coming through. Talon still coming up with a lot of kills with their rifles, but it's down to that 2v2.
I think EG have done a great job at making this down into a 2v2. BCJ with not that much to work with. Has Com been read on the flank?
Yep, angles found. Fox's crosshair placement, quite sublime. It's all down to BCJ. Does have the Bulldog. Finds his shots well, might be able to make something happen, but not quite. Have got the site under their control, be able to get that plant.
Interesting that they're not giving the plants to Cruz, right? So they're actually getting the Viper roll and the Null Command up at roughly the same time. Cruz is so far away. I assume he has some lineups because there's a Viper orb on the plant and he's got his snake bites.
Playing for that one, Sushi Boys. Well, okay, Aftershock pushed him out of position, still gets a kill though. The fight taking place around the pillar. Garnet's swapping the weaponry, and now there's that time pressure being applied. A nade close, all Garnet has to do is survive, and he's making it so much more difficult for them. They know that the lineups are being played. To reflank, Com pushes him off the angle, so he can't fire the second snake bite. A tap onto the fuse, but he's just fired it off into the air, and will there be enough time?
No time.
Sticking it, Ethan gets on in, the molly, well, it misses.
The molly missed!
It goes wide, Ethan just about gets it, .12 on the clock.
Play, right? You think they're going for a fast A hit, pop the ult, throw the nade, but Jogamo still has both. And that could crush another A hit as long as he doesn't get killed going for an info peek.
Well, Com does have the ult as well.
And there he goes. Gets
Double
killed.
Contact re-clear, and now the null command gets popped off. Garnet's just trying to skip and hop through the choke point, trying to lead his team in, and again, the smoke causing all sorts of issues. BCJ, how's he claiming 2 there? The Talon eventually going to be claiming this site. Cruz this time not playing post-plant molly position a bit further back, but will there be anything to punish this one? Well, Bustio's watching it.
It's just bait.
Yeah, just bait. Still the flash re-peek, and oh my word. Oh, flash over the top. Probably not, but we'll find out anyway. Fragment nade dropped down again to the choke point. Garnet's not being denied that double satchel play. Doesn't know where the player is.
Did Garnet not see Com?
I don't know. I'm not too sure. Maybe he expected him to be able to retreat back through there. Jogamo unleashing that showstopper right up into the sky, and time is running so low. 10 seconds. Will they get the plant? Pushed off of it. Aftershock into the corner, nade into the back, and there is time still, but it needs to be right now. Need to get that plant, and
it's
now
too late.
It's being denied. Pushed back off of it. EG.
The Raze players in terms of can anyone turn the tide of this round?
Yeah, you need some really flashy plays, I think, for them to be able to find their way in and talk about flashy. I mean, Fox just delivers with a shot like that. Lets off the Seekers almost immediately off of it, and now you can see a bit of a split into heaven. The player's close. Satchel pushes them back and away. BCJ, he's traded. Taken out. Close in the corner. Ethan forced to take the fight into them. Still somehow comes up with the kill. The spike needs to be planted, and EG, they're not wasting time, already dropping down from heaven. Lovely flash re-clear, but down to that 1v1. Bustio finds it in the angle, watched once more. Immaculate crosshair placement. Eventually they're deciding on the correct side of the map, getting that plant down into...
Oh, this is risky. This is risky.
Yep, onto the side of the smoke, and that boom bot, well, it reveals everything.
I do not like this, because BCJ is so far away from the rest of the team. When Boostio dies, it's actually a 3v2 on the retake.
Does have the Astra Star at least to buy them a bit of time here, but needs to get into position to threaten that backstab angle, that position, and already this push coming through. Talon, what a kill for Sushi Boys to find. Garnis as well, and everybody's locked down. Plan of a heaven, it's just a little... It's quite tepid, isn't it? They don't want to be taking any of this space onto A.
Yeah, I think they're concerned it could be a full 5-player stack. But as soon as Sushi Boys gets that kill, EG are going to realize, oh no, the other 2 players are elsewhere.
Yeah.
Could still be a bit dangerous though, especially given the health that Boostio's on.
Well, Sushi Boys has just got his ult now. And a rifle in his hands from that kill in mid, so Boostio's going to be quite important.
If Boostio falls here...
He's on 20 health.
Yeah.
He needs to be the difference maker, but it's that run and gun in action. And now it's down to that 2v2. Ult's online. You can notice that EG are playing at the back of the site. They recognize that that is a threat in this round. There's layers to it. No one playing out of position here, but the ult is not even being committed still. It's down to that 1v1. Time running low enough here. A wider play, a wider swing by Sushi Boys. And Jogamo, it's intelligent play from him. Sushi Boys needs to stick this. It's a percentage play. He's got half. He's sticking it all the way through, and the swing is immaculate.
Falling out of the Talon pockets. Also, BCJ in Narnia in the post plant. I mean, through the wardrobe talking to the Queen. Mr. Tumnus up in there.
He's in the middle of nowhere. He is definitely in the middle of nowhere. This man's just pulling out references I can't even comprehend.
This is how he used to play when he was on Xset though as well. Used to see BCJ and Def go for these crazy long lurks.
EG players though just need to play their lives, play it for time if they can. And
but it's not planted. It's not planted for BCJ.
And it's not planned forward. Oh, and the pull. Oh, it's at the top. It's right on the top, and it does not disrupt the defuse.
Well, Boostio can't really without BCJ's smokes. And BCJ's not taking space in B main when they fight mid. So it's all one-dimensional on the attack for EG.
Managed to cross all the way up into heaven, and they're just taking straight-up fights. Cruz moves forward. Showstopper denied. And the fight's been taken. Positioning just swapped and switched around.
How can they know where Cruz is?
Oh
they
my
don't.
goodness.
Boostio caught completely unaware.
Yeah, just literally trying to, again, take up that space, soak up that avenue to be able to play from.
BCJ again is miles away from the play.
Absolutely
Com is
away.
so alone.
Showstopper play, spotted him at his ankles as he tried to just play around and weave around that smoke, but maybe BCJ could be the difference maker. An angle, a swap of a weapon, a stun and a pull though has completely bogged him down, and the nade will finish the util.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, just trying to get out of there. Deals a lot of damage to him, but how does BCJ get caught here?
In B main of all places.
He's just way out of the way. EG going to be able to get this plant down. Another fight being taken. And okay, Rolling Thunder to push them back. Ethan just using that ultimate, offloading it, trying to reclaim that space towards main. A little bit all over the place, isn't it? Double satchel play and a flash to accompany. That is just amazing. The coordination is there. Com, another play from him, re-flanking and repositioning. But now
they don't have really any clue that there could be players up in A heaven.
Satchel across now to no command. Going to be removing any sort of abilities, but enough of a presence away. And well, what was anything at all to try and clear them through? That's Jogamo from the high ground position, clears it out, but the trades are they going to be there? Jogamo showstopper play. He does find his target, but there's 17 seconds remaining, and they can't afford to res Com in this fight. Need to get this plant down. Still that position being played by BCJ. In the choke point, it is that 2v2. And EG, they need to win it. Satchel play moves down, still being watched for. BCJ claims it, 1 kill found. Sushi Boys could put a stop to this one, but EG, they desperately need it. Just to continue in the map, to continue in the series. The reposition is there. Not planned for heaven, but BCJ. Does he spot it? Yeah, just behind screens. They know he's there, but a spam still happening. And they've got a star as well. Pull not being used. BCJ knows it now. Activated. It just feels impossible, and indeed it is. Just trying to basically claw your way to that OT, but
Ethan has flash.
It's not too much to really work with here. There's a Cosmic Divide being used. Gun is playing up close here. I mean, that's just so unexpected, and he satchels and evacuates. He's well out of there. Well out of there.
It's amazing, and they didn't hear the nade being dropped either, so look at the damage it did to common BCJ.
Fully softened up.
Meanwhile, Foxy's got himself into a good position over at A ramp.
Oh boy.
Reading that something could be happening. Noise bait as if it's going A, but actually the spike's still going B.
So just trying to draw those rotations. That's the name of the game right now for EG. Flash over the top though, and Sushi Boy still watching from heaven. Flick of the wrist, and he finds one more target, and still, there's just no time. EG denied it.